All right, I've got a wedge here, got a grinder here. Let's put them together. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So I had a viewer send me this wedge. Nathan wanted his 54-degree high bounce full-soled wedge ground down a little bit to make it a little more versatile. Right now this wedge is really designed for just hitting square-faced type of shots. It's not really designed to open up or manipulate the face much in any way because it has a very full sole. It's got a very pronounced trailing edge. There's a lot of bounce there. So if you want to hit perfectly square shots, if you're hitting it with a steep angle of attack, if you're hitting it out of sloppier conditions, this is great. But if you're wanting to open it up a little and try and hit some more high lofted touch shots, things like that, this trailing edge specifically is going to get in the way and really kind of keep the head from sitting as flat as you'd probably ideally like it to hit those kinds of shots. So what we're going to do is, well, Nathan basically said, can you take this wedge and turn it into more of a D grind, which means we're going to shave off this trailing edge here and kind of reduce this, what is right now basically a 90-degree angle here. So we're going to knock that down, and then we're going to take a little bit off the heel. We're going to take a little bit off the toe, and hopefully at the end of that, give him a wedge back that allows him to open it up, allows him to hit those sorts of different manipulative shots with the face, and not worry that that leading edge is going to be sitting up so high that you're scared in the back of your head that you're going to hit shots thin because of it. So first thing I want to do is we're going to grab a Sharpie and just kind of give me some guidelines here, just some rough Sharpie marks just to show where I want to grind it. And then we're going to put it on the grinder and start taking off some material. Now it's a little hard to see on this dark finished head, but I think you can still make out where I've got those Sharpie marks. So again, ideally we're going to take off a good amount of this edge, which right now is right at about 90 degrees. And then we're going to grind down kind of this pointy little peak right here, and then on this side as well we're going to kind of lower this edge a little bit as well, and that should hopefully give us a little bit more versatility with what you can actually do with this wedge, because again right now it is a pretty one-dimensional setup right now. So now ideally when you're doing this, it is easier if you take the head off the shaft, because one, it's easier to manipulate it, and two, this head will get hot as we are kind of working through this and grinding it and having that friction against this metal. So if you take the head off, you don't have to worry about anything. If you don't take the head off, like what I'm going to do today, you just want to be aware that this will get hot. So you have to kind of take your time. Don't do too much grinding too fast or too hard, because it will heat up over time. And if it gets hot enough, in theory, it could actually get this epoxy heated to the point where it softens up, and we don't want that. Safety glasses and gloves. Let's get started. All right, here's the wedge now after we've ground it down. I would do a little grinding, take a little break, let it cool down a little, grind a little more, take another break. So basically did it 3 times, and as you can see here, we took down that trailing edge significantly, so now we don't have such a sharp 90-degree angle right here. It's much smoother there. We also took a little extra off the heel and a little bit extra off the toe just to, again, give it a little bit more versatility overall. It is still, you know, it's a 14-degree wedge, so there is still going to be some bounce to it when you set it on the ground, but hopefully now in this configuration, it's a little easier to open it up and feel like that leading edge sits a little closer to the ground. Just feel like you can get under the ball a little easier without worrying that you're going to scull it or catch it thin. So at this point, I've taken the sanding belt off and I've put on more of this finishing kind of belt here. And we're just going to clean this up a little because I did all the grinding going in this direction like this. We're going to do all this final cleanup section going in this direction, going in the opposite way, just to give it a more cleaned up, finished look to it. So let's do that. There you go, start to finish. Definitely something that makes sense in some cases. Not all wedges need much in the way of grinding. A lot of wedges don't need any grinding. A lot of them come already from the factory with, you know, with some of that relief where you would want it. But if you have a wedge specifically like this one that really had no relief of any kind on it, then definitely a good candidate to get the grinder out and kind of work some of those edges down, smooth things out a little bit, and hopefully give you a better performing final product. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go down below, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. Make sure, if you aren't already, to be following me on Instagram. And if you're interested in a fitting, in a repair, in a custom build, if you want me to grind down your wedges, all my contact information is down in the description, and I'll see you next time.